Hey everyone, Piano Man Chuck here. So today I want to talk about something. When you listen to a certain digital piano, a certain brand and model on one YouTube channel, and then you go ahead and listen to the same exact thing on another YouTube channel, it's going to sound completely different. And if you go yet to another YouTube channel, it's going to sound different than those first two, and so on and so forth. Why is that? There are so many different settings that you can do here, no matter what the keyboard is. I've got the Nord Piano 5 and I've got the Studiologic Numa X Piano GT. Both are excellent pianos, yet they're going to sound completely different depending on what YouTube channel you listen to it on. People like to demo their keyboards according to how they like to hear it. Maybe they're going to adjust the EQ so that there's more bass, or there's more treble, or there's more mid range. It's going to sound different on every YouTube channel depending on that, just that factor alone. Nothing else. Then there's reverb. A lot of people like a lot of reverb, some like a little bit of reverb. Then there's all kinds of other things like how was it recorded? Did you use speakers or studio monitors? And if you did, then you used microphones too. Well, if you did that, what kind or brand of studio monitors, what kind or brand of microphones, how did you place them, and how did you set up the sound levels? And then, we're not even done with that yet, what did you use to record that with? Did you use a cheap recorder? Did you use an expensive one? Do you even know how to use a recorder? Did you use a Tascam DR40? Did you use a Zoom H6 or H8 or an F6? There's so many variables. Did you record it straight to your computer? If you did, what kind of audio interface did you use? What settings did you use? There are so many different variables that it's just, you can't account for everything. So, I want to just go over one very important variable, and that's key action, also known as touch setting, also known as velocity setting. So let's suppose everybody recorded their keyboard in the exact same way, except for that. Everybody used the lineouts, which is the way you should use it, and everybody recorded it with no extra settings, no tweaking whatsoever, no extra EQ, nothing. Everything recorded through the lineouts directly into a high-end recorder such as what I'm using here. I'm using a Zoom F6 field recorder. But here's the main difference that nobody even dares to talk about. And that's about the key action, also known as velocity settings, touch settings. There's a few other names too, but here's the bottom line. That makes a humongous difference in how it's recorded and what you're hearing. I liked a softer touch setting. And the difference between the two is night and day. Let me demonstrate. This is a Nord Piano 5. I'm using the White Grand Piano Sample, which is a Steinway B, actually. This is a soft setting because this is how I like it. Now, let me do the same thing. I'm going to change the touch setting to medium. And we're going to change it once again to a heavy touch setting. Now, I'm sure you've heard the difference. Now, when you use a light touch setting, the hammer, the initial attack on the strings is pretty bright. So let me go back to a light setting. And let's go to a medium. And right away you can hear it's not quite as bright. And if we go to a heavy setting, so that initial attack is much more subdued. And it's not just this piano, it's every digital piano. They all have these touch settings, and it all depends on whoever's playing it, what do they like. Professional pianists like me know about these settings. Other people that don't know about these settings, they'll walk into a music store, a retailer, and they'll try out a piano and they'll say, oh, it takes too much force or it takes too little force. I'm not comfortable. But they don't know about the touch settings. That's the very first thing I do. Whenever I try out a new piano, I go into the touch settings, I choose soft. So you've heard the difference here. That's how I like it with the Nord. But since it's light, I play lighter. Here's a heavy setting. Now, let's try the same thing with the Studiologic Numa X Piano GT. This is the GT version with the wooden keys. Really, really awesome piano. And we can go into the settings. And right now, the velocity curve is set for soft. Let's try the same thing again with a normal or medium setting. And let's try it again with the hard setting. So you can see the difference right away. I like the soft setting. Okay. And with this particular keyboard, you have an adjustment for keyboard sensitivity. So if you like it somewhere between medium and hard, you can go ahead and adjust the sensitivity so it's somewhere between medium and hard, or between medium and soft. You can make it more towards soft or more towards medium. That's one of the nice features I like about the Studiologic keyboard. But as you can see, aside from the million other factors, the keyboard touch sensitivity or key action or key velocity, whatever you want to call it, plays a major, major role. And again, when I demo stuff, I like the soft action, and people tend to think that the initial attack is a little bit more brilliant than they like. That is kind of the effect of the soft action. With a medium action, it's not as pronounced, and of course, with the hard action, you don't get that at all, so it sounds completely different, more muffled. So that is one of many different reasons when you hear the same identical keyboard played on one YouTube channel or another, they're all going to sound different. Bottom line, go to your music retailer Find the keyboard you're interested in. If it's in stock, I know that's kind of hard to do these days, but if it's in stock, try it out for yourself. And again, go into the key velocity settings or the key touch settings, whatever they're calling it, and change that. Don't accept it for face value. Whatever you sit down and play at, that's the way it is. That's not the way it is. You have a way of changing that so that it accommodates your style of playing. And of course, your style of playing is going to affect how the end result sounds. So, when you go to a YouTube channel like mine or somebody else's and you hear the same piano being played on different YouTube channels and they all sound different, some of them you're going to think, oh, that sounds like crap. Others you're going to think, wow, that sounds so good. I've got to get me one of those. It's really, I mean, if you give me a piano and I want to make it sound good, yeah, I can do all kinds of tweaks and make it sound great. If you want me to make it sound bad, I can do all kinds of tweaks and make it sound bad. That's why on my channel, I don't do any tweaks at all. The only difference is I like to have a soft keyboard setting. So that might make the initial hammer action just a little bit more brilliant. And that's it. And that's the way everybody should record. Directly from the line outs into a recorder. And again, I'm using a Zoom F6 right now. Professional field recorder. Anyway, I hope this has been useful to you. Piano Man Chuck. Peace out. Thanks for watching.